My name is Dave, and I'm the host of Soul Ascension Insights. I started this channel to talk about subjects that interest and ring true to me. The information supplied is from the many books and media I've absorbed on the subjects discussed. As I mentioned in the last episode, galactic history is complicated. Some may have heard this story differently, and if so, let me know in the comments. And for those who think this is all hogwash, I respect your right to hold that opinion, as I hope you'll respect my right to simply tell a story. With that said, let's get started with episode number 21, titled The Prime Directive, Part 3. The Megan Rose book, Welcome to the Future, published in 2021, was presented to me in a time of need. Why does that sound familiar? As I explained in the previous two episodes, I was neck deep and sinking fast into a very disturbing history of our country and its people. Our secret government was operating outside of our country's checks and balances system and had formed agreements with the Nazi Dark Fleet and their negative alien overlords. Please see episodes 19 and 20 for the whole distressing story. Megan is a member of the Starseed Envoy program and volunteered to incarnate on Earth at this time to assist in ascension. Because she had not incarnated on Earth before, she had never experienced violence, hatred, or fear, so she brings a very high vibration to the planet. She is one of many who volunteered, enduring the challenges of an Earth life in service to this planet and all its inhabitants. Megan's lineage is Palladian, commonly referred to as Nordics. She has fifth dimension implants and is monitored and in constant contact with her people off-planet who were officers in the Galactic Federation of Worlds. The information she supplies in her book, Welcome to the Future, is about the response of positive ETs to the direct interference and manipulation of human evolution by negative ETs, which is a violation of the Prime Directive. Here is the historical progression as outlined in Welcome to the Future. The Earth was invaded by two negative ET groups in the 1940s and the 1950s. The first group came from the Alpha Draconis system and formed an alliance with the German Nazis. These are the Draco reptilians who gave the Nazis anti-gravity technology and access to their underground base in Antarctica, the Moon, and Mars that I spoke about in the last two episodes. Next was a group from the Orion star system comprised of 6 different races of very aggressive gray extraterrestrials called the Matra, or the Orion Alliance. During the Eisenhower administration, Majestic 12 and our secret government went behind the president's back and signed an agreement with this group referred to as the Grenada Treaty of 1954. That's GREADA. As part of this agreement, the U.S. gave the Orion Alliance access to the network of deep underground military bases, outlined in episode 10, along with permission to abduct humans. The U.S. got spacecraft and other promises of advanced technologies. The truth is, our secret government allowed itself to be invaded. These negative ETs acquired land and human resources on a foreign planet with full permission of the human government. Our secret government became more and more dependent on the Orion Alliance until the humans who assisted these negative beings, the Cabal, had control of our secret government. The invasion of the Earth, the Moon, and Mars was so disruptive, it posed an existential threat to the rest of the galaxy. This threat was seen by the Andromeda Council. They are a group of spiritually evolved positive ETs, a race of humanoid beings with blue skin who possess technology that can see far into the future and predict future timelines. They foresaw the negative fate of that timeline in our solar system and requested the military presence of the Galactic Federation of Worlds to intervene and change the timeline. The Galactic Federation of Worlds is a benevolent military organization comprised of many different races from many different planets, pledged to work for peace and balance in the solar system. They are governed by a body of laws called the Prime Directive. They do not interfere with a developing society like planet Earth. However, in the interest of balance, and according to the Prime Directive, they have a duty to intervene if a developing society has been invaded by a regressive extraterrestrial species such as the Gray's Orion Alliance and the Draconian Empire. After the Andromeda Council reviewed the negative outcome of the timeline with the Federation, they looked at what actions were needed to move to a positive timeline and started to execute that plan. The first step the Federation took was to arrange a meeting with the U.S. President. The following is from Len Kasten's book, The Secret History of Extraterrestrials. President Eisenhower was on vacation at his Palm Springs home when the traveling press corps was told the president needed dental surgery and would not be available for 2 days. The president and some of his cabinet and military advisors were flown to Edwards, then called Muroc Air Force Base in California. In February of 1954, they met with members of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. One witness to this meeting was Gerald Light, who wrote a now famous letter to Coral Lorenzen, which said, quote, "During my 2-day visit, I saw 5 separate and distinct types of flying craft being studied by our Air Force officers. I have no words to express my reaction. It has finally happened. It is now a matter of history. President Eisenhower, as you already know, was spirited over to Muroc one night during his recent visit to Palm Springs. And it is my conviction that he will ignore the terrific conflict between the various authorities and go directly to the people via radio and television if the impasse continues much longer. From what I could gather, an official statement to the country is being prepared for delivery about the middle of May," end quote. If that had happened, we would be living in a very different world today. But the announcement never came because we made no agreement with the Federation. We turned down their offer of assistance in the development of incredible new technologies. All we had to do was to beat our swords into plowshares. That is, give up our nuclear weapons. Apparently, the top generals at the Pentagon believed this to be some sort of ruse that would leave us defenseless in very dangerous times. So the 50s ended, the suppression system was hardened into place, and it has remained so even now, 70 years later. As Len Kasten writes, quote, "The sheep must remain grazing in the meadow for yet a while longer. We must content ourselves with the dreams engendered by science fiction movies, while in truth, we are already secretly beyond science fiction. We must remain in our gas-guzzling cars and continue to pollute our atmosphere as we gaze longingly up at the stars." Former president of Lockheed Martin's Advanced Development Program, Ben Rich, revealed the truth just before he died in 1993. He said, "We already have the means to travel among the stars, but these technologies are locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to ever get them out to benefit humanity. Anything you can imagine, we already know how to do it," end quote. So we squandered an amazing opportunity to take a giant leap in our evolution. But there is finally a glimmer of light in the darkness. The galactic organizations that ensure balance in our galaxy and protect planetary civilizations from outside interference have arrived. This is a huge, monumental event. and soon the Federation's arrival becomes known within factions of our military and government. And these factions start to quietly rise up against the existential threat posed by our alien invaders and the authorities who support and protect them. The Galactic Federation of Worlds, along with the Earth Alliance, will soon make their mark on Earth history. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Soul Ascension Insights. I sincerely appreciate your continued interest. In the next episode, we'll pick up where we left off, taking the steps necessary to move to a positive timeline. As always, I'll leave a book and media list for those who wish to explore further. Thanks again, and I'll be back with more episodes.